Alright, if you had watched my last video there, you probably noticed that while it was real cool that we added variac and full wave bridge and capacitor to get DC at a varying voltage, that bottom line, when the motor was running on it, the amperage was a little higher than it was when running on the batteries. And all that is true, and so this is kind of like so y'all can witness this, and I think this is real weird. We have rectified DC here. We of course have our battery cable here. We've tied the positive cable from the battery into the positive of the rectifier, and so what we're going to do right now, connecting up, looking at the battery, you see we have 75.2 volts. Go back to our DC source. So remember that number. Basically, we're going to get the thing up to speed, and then we're going to transfer the negative from the rectified DC to the battery. And we're going to take amperage readings before and after. And you're going to see an interesting difference. I can't explain it. I hope somebody watching this can. Alright, we have our Arduino processing away here. Flashing the monster Johnstone, starting increasing our voltage. Alright, we're at like 75 volts. And we've got somewhere between 7 and 8 and 9 amps that's flashing around in there. That's very interesting. So we're going to take the negative from our battery, and because the voltage is the same, we can touch it to this. And then we're going to take the clip and just on there. So we're now on battery power. Notice that the amperage dropped to 3.8, 3.7. You hardly noticed any change in the motor. In fact, we're going to look at RPM. Turning 3,100 RPM. And it's powering a light. And we're still 3 point. And it's powering to just a 100-watt light. Oh, that's a 600 watts of light. Showing 3.3, 3.5. So what we're going to do here, we're going to turn off at 500 watts of light. The amperage dropped, as you see, to 3.0. Interesting. Still got 100 watts of light there. Power down the system. So what was the really interesting thing, and I'd like somebody to think about this, is the fact that, you know, we were pulling like, you know, 7-8 amps on rectified DC, but when we switched over to where we were just on the batteries, it's only pulling 3 amps. Almost halved the amperage, and the source is flat DC instead of rectified DC. What's up with that? Anyway, something to think about.